Good day, everyone. Okay, so I want to go over the Bitcoin long I'm in and Sol and FTM. There was probably some other ideas on alts too. I was looking at them, but I decided just to put all my risk into those three. So I want to go over those ideas, but first I want to talk a little bit about I took a loss earlier in the week up here, and I decided to cut my position and just wait out the weekend. And as price came down, there were some ideas I was interested in. But I even said as price was bouncing off this channel that I was looking at on a higher time frame here, that I'm not just going to jump into a trade. I still plan on waiting for the weekly close. And as we came into the weekly close, price was breaking down. And then I said, and this is in the group, I just said I'm going to wait until there's a sign of strength, and I'm going to wait for this level to be reclaimed. And if it's not reclaimed, so for example, if we just pushed up and we'd rejected, I'm not going to get in. That's going to be my sign of strength and confirmation. So this price came up here and reclaimed this level. I took my entry with my invalidation, and I was just patient. And I took an entry on FTM at the same time, and entry on Sol. And so all those trades are obviously doing well, and it's just about sticking to your plan. And I'll talk about kind of some of my targets. But I just want to spend a second to talk about in the Discord. This made me laugh because I did an update today about the purpose of my updates, and someone said it's just like when I'm about to do something dumb, like it comes in and wakes me up, and then someone posted this. Um, but what I said was, um, first, this was on the 26th. I said it's probably the worst day of trading I've had in a while. Not to say it's terrible, just that I took several losses, which isn't common for me in a day of trading. But everything was risk managed, and I still had shorts running, and I took losses on longs. And I said even though I have a slight urge to trade back up the day, or said even I have a slight urge to trade back up the day, which falls into the category of revenge trading. So as we come into the weekend, which is a suboptimal time to open positions, I'm instead going to lock in some more profits from my shorts to flatten out the day, and just plan on revisiting some ideas after the weekend. Um, so obviously, in this during this weekend, I had these ideas for longs, and I just kept saying I'm waiting, still waiting for the weekly close, just chilling. And I was saying this from here. I'm interested in longs here, pointing out we're still in a range, we're at resistance. We have bearish absorption here, so I'm not going to just FOMO into a position. Here we're rejecting, I'm still waiting. Here we're breaking down, and I said I'm still waiting for this level to be claimed. And then I saw people talking in the chat about they seem quite fearful. So I did a quick video just explaining how to kind of overcome some of that fear. And then here I said preparing my long entry because this is my plan. And then I longed the back test using risk management, and I longed Sol and FTM at the same time. So obviously this trade worked out well. I took a TP1 stop loss to entry. Now prices come up higher, and it's when you're executing a position, you have to take it step by step, right? You need to know what you're looking for. Here, knew I was interested in longs, but I wasn't just going to jump into a position. I was waiting for that weekly close. I was observing the bearish absorption and cumulative volume delta. And even when we broke down at the weekly open, I wasn't just jumping into a long. I'm waiting for this level to be reclaimed. And just step by step, I'm letting the price action decide what I'm going to do for me. And that got me into some nice winning positions. And I was patient over the weekend. Um, so here I said, for new and old members, I want to reiterate, my updates are not signals. I'm not suggesting anyone take the trades I take. The purpose of these updates is to show you how I apply the technical ideas and principles that are in the educational materials into my trading plans and ideas. I just want to express in real time, or I want to express my real-time thought process as I approach an entry and exemplify not just the technical ideas I feel are important in trading, but the emotional and psychological ones, putting an emphasis on patience, discipline, and calmness. The market will take everything from you if you let it, but if you can stay consistent and disciplined, it can also give you everything. It's a psychological battlefield, and just because anyone can walk onto it doesn't mean anyone should. You should be prepared before you go into battle every day. So just a reminder, if you aren't in a calm, stable place emotionally, there's nothing wrong with just not taking some trades for a few days or longer, focusing on other things, and coming back when you have a clear headspace. And so I just wanted to remind all of you of that as well, that trading isn't just about technical ideas, because even if you have a technical idea here, emotionally it could be very hard to take this position. And that's what, as I talk about the entries I'm going to take and give the updates I took along, I like to accompany that with some of the things I think are important from an emotional or psychological perspective. But anyway, so here we're getting a nice move. TP1 is locked in. Ultimately we have a lot of resistance overhead to clear. If we want to get to some of these higher targets that I personally have, which would be up towards this 23K region, and then targeting back into the lows of the range. But we have to clear this horizontal resistance. Price could just backtest this level, and then if we clear that, we can very easily just grab the liquidity above these highs and then dump. So will I be looking to add to my shorts as I ride my longs up? Will I be looking to take profits on my longs? Absolutely. But I do have some ambitious targets for 23K, and I am always open to the possibility that I'm completely wrong and happy to leave some of that long running to exceed my expectations. I don't need to close the entire thing. I just take incremental profits off of it as price goes higher. And on SOL, I've actually had this idea for a very long time of swing failuring this low, grabbing the liquidity into the 786. So again, I was giving updates at the time that I'm waiting for price to move below this level and reclaim it. And I'm very aware, this might sound crazy, but I'm aware that this, actually I need to hop over to this other SOL chart, because this is where some of that TA is. Give me 1 second. I'm very aware, this is kind of what I had been looking for from up here, was incremental bounce off here. We didn't get much of one, swing failure to this level, and I believe it's possible that SOL could push up through the highs of this range from this move. And so this is a swing long for me on SOL. And I want to answer this question. Some people ask me, well, if I'm expecting Bitcoin, I have shorts on Bitcoin from up here, and now I have a long from here, but I'm still carrying some of my shorts. I have profits on it. But if I'm expecting Bitcoin to come to the lows of the range, then how am I expecting SOL to come up here? Well, there's a couple things. SOL could move more aggressively, and while SOL's making retracement that doesn't take the lows, Bitcoin could be sweeping the lows. Or I could be completely wrong. And so I'm trading the SOL chart. Yes, I'm using Bitcoin as confluence, but Bitcoin isn't at the lows of the range, right? That's an idea of mine. And so if we get it, I'll trade it. But I'm trading this idea somewhat independently, and not just, you have to carry multiple ideas in your head. And if I'm completely wrong about Bitcoin, and we just rally and break through the highs, and I've taken a lot of profits off my longs, well, then this SOL position somewhat hedges me being wrong about Bitcoin, because I have this nice SOL long that's now in profits, and that I intend to carry higher. And I have a similar idea for FTM. So I pointed out last night in the group, there was some nice ideas here on FTM, and I've been very interested in adding to FTM, and those ideas were a backtest of this point of control of this range. There's obviously an ascending trend line here, and then we had a descending channel, all of that intersecting really into one place on the chart. So I expressed I'm interested in adding to my longs on SOL. I have a short from the highs, on FTM. I have a short from the highs on FTM, but I've taken lots of profits, and I'm very bullish on FTM on a higher time frame. Some things could happen to change that, but I was very interested in finding opportunities to add to my longs. I had longs down here on FTM, obviously took profits, took shorts, added back to my longs, and ultimately I would love to see over the next several weeks / months FTM break the highs of this range and break out into this region of the chart, and there are some ideas of even seeing higher and taking this high, and I have some Elliott wave ideas built into that. So we'll see. For now, we're here. We're at the lows of the range, back testing the point of control. We're getting a bounce. It's smart, wise to take some profits, stop loss to entry, and now you can just let the position play out. And it 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 doesn't necessarily matter what happens, but you want to give your positions the opportunity to pay you, and not jump out of them too early. And that's why it's important to have these higher time frame theses and ideas. So, anyways, that's what I'm looking for. Obviously, we are generating important support here on Bitcoin. Losing these lows is going to be more bearish, right? And you would expect to take these lows on Bitcoin, which would complete my Elliott wave idea that I talked about the other day. But you expect subwaves within these corrective waves, just like this. So, because even when we were back here, I was still expecting higher on Bitcoin this entire time, expecting higher, up into this 25.2K region. And I stayed consistent for week after week that yes, I'm even though we're getting a retracement, I'm expecting higher. I was even interested in looking for longs on minor retracements because I'm expecting this level to get hit. So, anyways, that's my update for the day. I hope you guys had a great weekend. This will be an interesting week ahead. I will be looking to add to shorts if we can push up higher and tap some of this liquidity up here. But I'm not too eager to hop into shorts too early because I wouldn't be surprised to see us push up through these levels. So I'm in a great position. I have tons of shorts running from the highs of about 10 different alts, including Atom and FTM and Sol. Yeah, actually, I don't have a bunch of these charts on here now. CHZ, I have a lot of shorts. So, anyways, we'll keep updated on the charts as the week goes by. I think it'll be an interesting one, and I'll talk to you guys later.